Madam Simran Napi to present your presentation. Simran.
Thank you so much for coming here, and I'm really excited to stand today. Good afternoon and namaskar to everyone. Distinguished panel and distinguished participants, I am really deeply honored to speak before such a distinguished group of journalists today. So first of all, I would like to greet every one of you, each one of you, best wishes because you have been doing a lot and the journey is still on. So yes, today I'm going to talk about the mediation with journalism perspective for sure. So first and foremost, before starting my session, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to BIMS for facilitating this important session, because I believe this is the most important session that we are having today. And to Mr. S.N. Goswami sir, you have been such an inspiring personality for all of us present here today. And thank you, sir, for providing me this opportunity to engage with all of you. So yes, in this rapidly evolving world, you see, journalism continues to serve as a backbone of democracy, truth, and transparency. So you all are working for these three important pillars for sure, and that is democracy, truth, and transparency. But you see, as society evolves, so too much of our understanding and approach, also like conflict resolution mechanism, are also evolving. Yes, so justice and communication. So today we are here to explore the profound intersection between this journalism and mediation, and a topic that I believe this holds immense promise for the future of our societies and of the media within them. So mediation, by its very essence, is a process of dialogue, a way to resolve disputes not through confrontation, but through conversation, understanding, and compromise. So basically, you see, mediation, it seeks to bridge the gaps and brings those opposite sides together and reach a solution that benefits all parties involved. So I repeat, this mediation is basically for providing the solution which benefits not only a single party, but all the parties involved during the mediation. Similarly, now we are talking from this journalism perspective. So journalism has long been a powerful tool of mediation. You see, in 90s era, 80s era, even then, the journalism perspective was there. But you see, it was in a very informal mode. But now, living in this 21st era and in this formal legal sense, there is a very potential to mediate not only between the parties, but also between the state and the public. And you have also been in the previous session, Dev sir has actually talked about the formal legal sense and also the journalism, how it impacted between the state and the public. So you also got to know the different instances of Gaza and the perspective of journalism and also linking it with the mediation, right? So you have to deeply connect these roots in order to understand this journalism with the perspective of mediation as well. So now, insert, I'll talk about the role of journalists, because I'm seeing massive journalists presented today. So the role of journalists is very critical in reporting and framing issues with clarity, impartiality, and integrity. So I repeat those three important keywords, and that are clarity, impartiality, and integrity. However, you also see there is an additional layer to that. And that additional layer that we must always consider. So please now pay attention to this important point that I'm going to talk about. So journalism capacity to not only to report and conflict, but you see there is a very important role also to serve as an informal mediator in resolving the disputes within society. And this is very, very significant in present context as well. So journalists, you all are often taken on the front lines of societal tensions. you all are before the government, like the front line, you are taking the front line. Even like you are witnessing the struggles of communities, the political factions and individuals. So the work and also your work can either exacerbate the conflict and also to contribute to its resolution. So depending on how you approach, so the main thing is that you might have gone through different sessions regarding mediation with perspective to journalism. So now you see there is a very significant point out there, and that is mediation journalism. And that is why today we are having this session, because now this mediation journalism has become very much vital. So see, you have to adopt the principle of mediation, because journalists, all of you present in the floor today, can help create platforms of dialogue where previously there was only confrontation. You see, looking back, you can ask your seniors out there as well, that in 90s and in 80s and in 70s, there was only confrontation. So rather than we centralize the disputes, we only focused on the shared interests of the parties involved. So see, ladies and gentlemen, this shared interest of the parties is very, very important when you conclude this mediation with the perspective of journalism. And the very goal is not only to inform the public, okay, not only giving the information, but like to empower it with the tools of dialogue. And when it comes to the dialogue, then the mediation comes into play. And also we are talking about the peaceful resolution portion. And also like for journalists working within this legal environment, such as the Supreme Court of Bangladesh, so the intersection between mediation and the journalism becomes very, very apparent. So legal disputes by nature are very contentious. You see, they often attract significant public interest. And how the disputes are reported can have a profound impact on public perception and even on the mediation process itself. And what are our responsibility being a journalist? You see, being a journalist and also being a mediator side by side, you have a responsibility to ensure that your reporting contributes to the fair resolution to the conflict rather than inflating them. You see, inflating them and again going to the confrontation is not a good option again. So now I'm going to talk about how the journalist, being a journalist, the role of media is also very pivotal. So the media plays a very pivotal role in educating the public about mediation, because in today's generation, in today's era, the mediation is as viable as alternative to litigation. And in a world where courts are very overloaded with cases, mediation offers a path forward. Path forward means an opportunity for individuals to resolve their issues outside the constraints of formal legal proceedings. And now being you, the journalist and also the mediator side by side, it is your responsibility to highlight the advantages of mediation. What are their prospectiveness, the speed, and the confidentiality that applies in this mediation group. And the ability for parties to maintain control over the outcome of their disputes. Like mediation in journalism is not without challenges again. So now talking about the challenges, the journalist must balance their duty to report the truth with the need to avoid exacerbating the tensions. So what do we mean by mediation with the journalism perspective again? So this must navigate the fine line between impartiality and advocate for peaceful resolution. So this requires not only skills you have already been like going to different sessions, you have been learning so much about mediation. So I believe for now you have come across with how to navigate this fine line between impartiality and then advocating for the peaceful resolution itself. You see, now you have gone to different paradigms of mediation with respect to journalism. So this requires a deep commitment to the ethical standards of profession. So now what I want to encourage all of you in the forum is that you see the reflections on how mediation as a principle and a practice can influence your work as a journalist and a mediator. So by approaching your reporting with a mindset of resolution, rather than conflict, by fostering dialogue rather than the division, you can become the chance for peace and understanding in your communities. So once again, please think twice while you advocate for this kind of peaceful resolution again, because this is one of the important platforms that you see in each and every day, everything like fostering the dialogues that comes up along with this, all the prospects that I talked earlier. So, Goswami sir, sincere thanks to you because you're doing such a great and wonderful job for your continued dedication and empowering all the journalists present here in the platform today through this meaningful dialogue and the meaningful training. And definitely I look forward to this kind of race discussions that will again emerge from the upcoming sessions. And I'm very confident that every journalist, and I'm saying very young journalists as well, right? And those young journalists, the message to you even more that you all are confident enough together we can explore the new pathways for journalism that serve not only to inform but to heal and mediate in these challenging times. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, for my concluding remarks, I don't speak Bengali, Bangladeshi language, but still I try to like give some insights on Bangladeshi language because I believe that this is such a beautiful language. I really love the country Bangladesh and also its language. So I'd like to say something as a concluding remark in this language, and I really think that this session might have been helpful for all of you. So, modustota ebong sobang badikota uboyu samaje otonto guruত্বপূর্ণ ভূমিকা পালন করে মধ্যস্থতা সমাজে শান্তি ও সুবিচার প্রতিষ্ঠা করার জন্য একটি কার্যকরী পদ্ধতি जो সংঘাত নিরসনে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ অবদান রাখে একময়ভাবে সাংবাদিকতা জনগণের কাছে তথ্য পৌঁছায় দেয় এবং তাদের অধিকার সম্বন্ধে সচেতন করে তোলে বাংলাদেশে সাংবাদিকতার জন্য মধ্যস্থতা বিষয়ে জ্ঞান থাকা বিশেষভাবে প্রয়োজনীয় কারণ এটি শুধু তাদের পেশাগত দায়িত্ব পালনে সাহায্য করবে না বরং সমাজের স্থিরতা ও ন্যায় বিচার প্রতিষ্ঠার ক্ষেত্রেও ইতিবাচক প্রভাব ফেলবে আমি আশা করি সাংবাদিকতার মধ্যস্থতা ধারণা কাজে লাগিয়ে সত্যের প্রচার শান্তির প্রচার এবং ন্যায়ের বিচার প্রতিষ্ঠায় সক্রিয় ভূমিকা পালন করবে So once again, best wishes to all the journalists, all the fans, and all everyone distinguished guest person out there. So once again, my sincere thanks to Beams and Mr. Goswami again. So dhanyabad for having me, and Jai Bangla and Jai Mediation. Thank you so much for having me.
Many thanks, Simran Napi. Many thanks. Now I am requesting Madam Tanushree Rai. She is a certified mediator and she is also a faculty member of BIMS. Madam Tanushree Rai, certified mediator. Tanushree.